Have you ever had the feeling that everything goes wrong in your life, while other people seem to have a secret deal with the universe, that they say they're going to achieve something, and unbelievably, a short time later they're there, with it in their hands, while you, no matter how hard you try, study, pray, or visualize, things just seem to get stuck? If you feel that something is wrong in your life, that you're living below what you truly deserve, that luck is never on your side, and that something is always missing for you to feel complete, this text is for you. And no, you're not unlucky. Bad luck doesn't exist. What exists is a lack of direction for the energy you already possess. You have power, you have capacity, you have a powerful energy within you. The problem is that it's misdirected. You wake up, think about 1,000 things at once, have dreams you never write down, desires you never truly acknowledge, and a mind full of doubts. And that's the first mistake of those who want to attract wealth but remain stuck in the same old rut. A brutal lack of clarity about what they truly want. When you don't know what you want, anything will do. And if anything will do, you'll keep accepting life's crumbs. Lukewarm relationships, jobs that barely pay the basics, friendships that drain your energy, and a routine that sucks your soul. The universe doesn't work with assumptions. It responds to clear commands. And your command at this very moment is weak, doubtful, without strength, without consistency. Before we begin with the lessons, make sure you've subscribed to the channel. But only do so if you believe you were born to enjoy the best this earth has to offer. If you feel deep down that your life was meant to succeed, write in the comments, "I am ready to prosper." Now listen carefully. The first key to changing everything in your life is understanding that your external reality is simply an exact reflection of what you believe internally. It's hard to hear this, but if you're living a stuck life, it's because your mind is stuck. If you have debts, it's because you have constant thoughts of scarcity. If you can't maintain healthy relationships, it's because you carry beliefs of rejection and unworthiness. If you always lose what you gain, it's because you believe, on some level, that you don't deserve to keep what is good. The speed of manifestation doesn't depend on the technique you use. It could be 369, 55-5, visualization, prayer, dream vision board. None of that will work if your mind isn't aligned with what you want to receive. It's like putting an address in the GPS but driving in circles. You'll never get there, no matter how hard you try. As long as your mind is full of doubts, resentments, fear of failure, low self-esteem, negative thoughts, and repetitive cycles, you'll stay in the same place. People who manifest quickly have one thing in common: certainty. Not hope, not doubt, not wishful thinking. Certainty. They don't ask, "Will it happen?" They say, "It's already mine. I'm just waiting for the right moment to claim it." This is a kind of practical, rational faith. It's not about mysticism. It's about logic. When you give thanks before receiving, you completely change your vibration. You are no longer asking as if begging. You are affirming as if you already possess. Someone once said that she was so confident in what she wanted that when she used the simplest manifestation technique, the 369, the results came with such precision that people around her thought it was witchcraft. They even thought she was selling drugs. Everything transformed so quickly. But no. She simply understood the secret, clarity and gratitude as if it were already real. When you align yourself with this, time shortens, paths open, and the universe has no option but to deliver what is yours. You know that thought, "One day I'll get there"? Throw it away. One day is an excuse for a closed mind. What you need is to bring that one day into the present, because if you don't feel worthy today, you won't feel worthy when you have what you want either. And then even if you receive it, you'll lose it. Clarity isn't just about what you want, it's about who you need to be to keep it. Do you want 50,000 reais a month? Great. How does this person earning 50,000 reais a month behave? Do they complain about life? Are they afraid to pay for a 200 reais course? Do they constantly ask for discounts? Do they constantly say, "This is expensive"? No. They act like someone who has already understood that money is a means, not a problem. And that's why they attract more money, because money likes those who respect it, not those who desperately chase after it all the time. Think about it now. What would your life be like if you simply stopped being the person who attracts problems and became the person who attracts solutions? What would your life be like if, instead of saying "I can't," you started saying "I already have"? It's not about deceiving yourself, it's about creating the habit of thinking like someone who has already won. Everything in your life changes when you change your inner identity, and that identity changes with practice. You need to repeat every day phrases that shape your mind. Phrases like "I am worthy of wealth," "I attract money easily," "Everything I touch prospers." You say this today, and your mind might even laugh. But if you repeat it every day for 30 days, your mind will begin to accept it. And when the mind accepts, the body follows, actions change, and the external world reacts. Now think about it. What have you been doing with your energy? Do you complain, gossip, compare yourself to others, feel envious, sabotage yourself, procrastinate? Or are you focusing your mental strength on becoming better every day, even if no one sees it? Because that's where the secret lies. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. Do you want to change your reality? Then stop right now and write, what exactly do I want to attract? Write it down on paper, write it on your phone, but write it down. Without clarity, there are no miracles. It's no use asking, I want to be rich. That's not clear. Write down how much you want, by when, how you feel when you receive it. That changes everything. And after that, start acting as if it's already real. It doesn't mean spending what you don't have. It means behaving like someone who already knows it's coming. This attitude changes the field. It changes your energy. It makes you move from the victim position to the creator position. And now, if you've made it this far, I want you to say it out loud, even if only mentally, with conviction. I am ready to thrive. Say it every day, when you wake up, when you go to sleep, when you're walking down the street. Until it seeps into your skin, your bones, your habits, because only those who feel ready attract what they desire. If you understood what was said in the first part, you should already be starting to realize that your life doesn't change when money arrives. It changes when your mind changes. It's like someone who receives an expensive gift but doesn't know how to take care of it. In a short time, they lose it, spoil it, or forget about it. And that's exactly what happens to those who try to skip steps in building their own wealth. It's not enough to want it. You have to prepare to maintain it. And if you still haven't understood this, you'll continue to see money slip through your fingers like water. Money doesn't transform anyone. It only reveals who a person has always been. That's why, when someone unprepared earns a lot of money quickly, they soon return to square one. Because within that person, the programming is still one of scarcity. The external will never sustain what the internal cannot support. Therefore, this part is about reprogramming. Not in a complicated or mystical way, but in a simple, logical, and practical way. Consider this. Your mind is like a field of land. If for years you've sown seeds of scarcity, fear, comparison, doubt, and insecurity, what have you harvested? Exactly. Lack, frustration, debt, broken relationships, missed opportunities. Now, what happens if you start sowing other seeds? Gratitude, worthiness, clarity, courage, confidence, self-responsibility. The land doesn't change overnight, but little by little you begin to see the first sprouts. And these sprouts are small signs that reality is adjusting to the new version of you. But here's the secret that few understand. Most people give up before the sprouts appear. They start visualizing for 2 days, make affirmations for a week, try meditating for 5 minutes, and then say it doesn't work. But the problem isn't the technique, it's the lack of persistence. You've spent years living as a person of scarcity, full of doubt, fear of lack, fear of the future. Do you really believe that in a week everything will fall into place? The mind needs consistency. Energy needs constant focus, and reality needs time to react to the new command. If you're attracting more of the same, it's because you're still more of the same. You're still sabotaging yourself with small actions. You're still speaking negative words. You're still carrying a victim mentality. You're still over-justifying yourself. You're still afraid of seeming ambitious, and that's why things don't change. It's not because you're unlucky. It's because you're trapped in a cycle of self-sabotage that repeats itself without you realizing it. How many times have you started something with enthusiasm and stopped halfway through? How many times have you had a good idea but abandoned it for fear of what others would think? How many times have you been close to achieving something great but let it slip away due to lack of confidence? This isn't bad luck. This is mental programming that needs to be changed. And if you don't change it, you can use the best technique in the world and nothing will happen. Now I want you to start noticing the patterns that repeat themselves in your life, because wealth is the repetition of successes, and scarcity is the repetition of mistakes. Start observing, what am I unconsciously repeating that is keeping me in the same situation? It could be the habit of complaining. It could be the habit of procrastinating. It could be the habit of comparing yourself to others. It could be the habit of consuming content that only makes you more anxious and frustrated. All of these are small, almost invisible actions, but they completely shape the reality you live in. Your mind is programmable. This isn't just talk, it's science. Neuroplasticity is the technical name for your brain's ability to change, but this change happens through repetition. You need to repeat every day phrases, thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes that are aligned with your new reality. This isn't an illusion. It's about planting new truths within yourself until they become automatic. Now think about this. When was the last time you believed in something so much that you didn't even consider the possibility of it failing? It's this kind of rational faith that creates absurd results. When you say it will work out because there's no other option and act as if it already has. This kind of energy moves everything because it pulls you out of inertia. It sets you in motion. It makes you speak differently, walk differently, choose differently. And the universe responds to movement, not stagnation. Many people are waiting for the ideal moment to start changing. But the ideal moment doesn't exist. What exists is now. Change begins when you decide you no longer accept what you're experiencing. And to reinforce that, you need to create a system. It's not enough to say, I want to change. You need to act like someone who is changing. And that includes simple things such as to wake up and repeat, today everything is going right for me. Looking in the mirror and saying, I deserve a rich life. Take a deep breath and feel gratitude, even for no apparent reason. Stop complaining, even when you feel like it. Avoid negative conversations as if they were poison. Start taking care of your energy like you would a diamond. Because the truth is this, you've become a magnet for what you consume, listen to, repeat, and believe. If you want to change your life, you need to change this set of stimuli. You have to shield your mind from mediocrity. You have to stop following those who only complain. You have to cut out content that only talks about tragedy. You have to select with surgical precision what enters your mind. And do you know why? Because your mind is sacred. It's where everything begins. Everything that exists in the world today first existed in someone's mind. A car, a building, a cell phone, a trip. It all started as a thought. And what are you creating inside your head? What thoughts have you been feeding yourself every day because they are becoming your reality, whether you want them to or not? If you keep thinking like a poor person, feeling like a poor person, acting like a poor person, you'll keep living like a poor person. And that has nothing to do with salary. It has to do with mindset. There are people who earn a lot and live trapped in scarcity. And there are people who earn little, but live with a rich mindset, already behaving like someone who is preparing for the next level. So, from now on, your mission is simple. Replace thoughts of scarcity with thoughts of wealth. And it's not about thinking that money will fall from the sky. It's about thinking that you have everything you need to build what you want, that you deserve it, that you can do it, that it's already on its way, and that no matter how long it takes, what's yours will come. Today you're going to take a step, and this step may be small, but it will be firm. Write somewhere visible, I am someone who attracts money easily. And every time you read this, close your eyes and imagine what your life would be like with money to spare. Imagine it in detail, see the places, smell the scents, hear the sounds. Because the more real this image is in your mind, the more real it will become in your life. And to finish this part, repeat after me now, out loud. From today onwards, I stop being someone who attracts problems and become someone who attracts solutions, opportunities, and wealth. Don't say it like you're waiting, say it like you're affirming it, because you're no longer waiting for life to change. You are becoming the change that transforms your life. By now you've understood that your life doesn't depend on luck. It depends on your mindset. What you consistently think shapes how you feel, and what you feel intensely commands everything you attract. This means you don't attract what you desire, you attract what you believe. That's why the person who constantly says, "I'm unlucky," attracts more situations to confirm that thought. The universe doesn't judge you, it simply responds. If you constantly say you're broke, more bills will pile up. If you constantly say everything goes wrong, more things will go wrong. Not because the world is against you, but because you're feeding what you don't want with the most powerful energy that exists, your attention. And you know what's worse? You do it without realizing it. It's automatic, it's unconscious. You wake up already thinking about problems. You open your eyes and the first thing that comes to mind is the bill that's due, the job you can't stand, the person who hurt you, the difficulty that haunts you. And with that, you've already programmed your entire day to go wrong. Because you didn't start with gratitude, with hope, with faith, you started with fear. And fear, my friend, is the most powerful magnet of scarcity. Most people wake up on autopilot. They get up, complain about the alarm clock, complain about the traffic, complain about their boss, complain about life. And then you want to know why life doesn't get better. Because you're literally asking for more of the same. Every complaint is a request. Every negative thought is an order you send to the universe. And the universe, which doesn't judge, simply delivers. It doesn't ask if it's good or bad for you. It only responds to what you emit frequently. Now pay attention to something important. There's a huge difference between wanting something and being ready to receive it. Many people say they want wealth, but they have thoughts, attitudes, and habits that completely reject wealth. You say you want to earn more, but you think that those who have money are dishonest. You say you want financial freedom, but you speak ill of those who have a good car, a good house, an abundant life. You want to be prosperous, but you're ashamed to dream big, afraid of being criticized, afraid of standing out. As long as these blockages reside within you, your reality will reflect exactly that. A life of almost. Almost succeeded. Almost achieved. Almost changed my life. That word almost is a silent curse. It keeps you close enough to give you hope, but far enough away to keep you frustrated. And you live in this cycle. You start excited, take 2 steps, stumble, give up. You start again, go a little further, sabotage yourself, come back, and then you're stuck in this painful dance of wanting and not achieving, of dreaming and not realizing, of trying and not completing. And you know why? Because deep down, you don't believe you deserve it. Deep down, you have a voice that says, "People like me don't make it." And as long as that voice is active, you can take 1,000 courses, read 1,000 books, watch 1,000 motivational videos. Nothing will really change. And that's why, right now, you need to do some internal cleaning. Your mind is full of old files, things you heard as a child, phrases your parents said without malice, painful experiences, traumas of loss, rejection, humiliations that you kept, even unintentionally. And these things are sabotaging you to this day, even if you don't realize it. Therefore, before continuing to try to attract new things, you need to make space, clean house, get rid of the emotional garbage, forgive what has passed, break free from the role of victim. Assume the role of author of your own story. Have you ever stopped to think about how many limiting beliefs you carry that aren't even your own? How many times have you heard, "Money doesn't grow on trees, life is hard, you have to work very hard to achieve little, rich people don't go to heaven, those who have a lot must have stolen it from someone"? These phrases entered your mind as absolute truths, and you never questioned them. You just accepted them. And now you live repeating these patterns as if they were laws of nature. But they aren't. They are just beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. The big turning point happens when you realize you no longer need to carry anything that doesn't serve you. You can let go. You can detach. You can forgive your parents for not teaching you about abundance because they didn't know either. You can forgive yourself for taking so long to wake up. You can be grateful for the painful lessons and move on without the weight of bitterness. Because while you carry resentment, anger and bitterness, you're carrying stones. And nobody climbs a mountain carrying stones. You need to understand that your past doesn't define who you are. Your past is merely an explanation of what has happened up to this point. Your power lies in the present, in what you choose to do with what remains, in how you react, in the decision not to repeat the same mistakes, and above all, in the courage to no longer hide behind your limitations. Limitations are comfortable. It sounds strange to say that, but it's true. Because as long as you see yourself as limited, you have a ready excuse not to try. Oh, I can't because I didn't have an education. Oh, I can't because I was born poor. Oh, I can't because I don't have connections. And with these excuses, you protect yourself from the risk of failure, but you also protect yourself from the possibility of winning. You prefer the security of mediocrity to the uncertainty of greatness. And that, my friend, is a prison you built yourself. There's a powerful question you need to ask yourself right now. What within me is still preventing me from living a rich life? Perhaps it's the belief that you're not enough. Perhaps it's the idea that wealth is for the few. Perhaps it's the fear of being rejected if you grow too much. Perhaps it's the guilt of wanting more than your parents had. Perhaps it's the attachment to the familiar, even if the familiar is destroying you. Whatever the reason, it needs to be exposed, because only what is exposed can be transformed. This question will unsettle you. It will affect you. It will bring to light things you preferred not to look at. But that's precisely where the healing lies. You can't heal what you don't recognize. You can't transform what you don't confront. So, be brave. Look inside. Acknowledge your shadows. Because they only have power while they are hidden. The moment you turn on the light and see what's there, they lose their power. And you gain control. You don't need to be perfect to thrive. But you do need to be honest with yourself. Admit your limitations. Recognize your blocks. And above all, be willing to reprogram your mind every day. It's no use starting out enthusiastic and stopping at the first challenge. You won't change years of poor thinking in 2 days. But you will feel the first signs of change as soon as you start thinking differently. Mental reprogramming is like going to the gym. At first it hurts, it's tiring, you want to give up. But if you persevere, if you go back the next day, and the next and the next, your body changes. Your muscles grow. Your resistance increases. And what was once impossible becomes routine. It's the same with the mind. At first, thinking differently will seem forced. You'll find yourself reverting to old patterns. You'll forget the affirmations. You'll doubt if it really works. But if you insist, if you train your mind every day, it will strengthen, and what was once effort will become natural. Change begins when you stop accepting less than you deserve, when you start speaking respectfully about money, when you stop laughing at those who dream big, when you decide that your life will be great, even if it seems small today, when you learn to honor the little you have today, while preparing for the much you will have tomorrow. Honoring what you have is fundamental. Because how can you take care of much if you don't take care of the little? If you complain about your old car, why would the universe give you a new one? If you speak ill of your small house, why would a bigger one come? If you waste the 100 reas you have, why would 1,000 come? Gratitude isn't just about being thankful when everything is going well. Gratitude is recognizing the value of what you've already achieved, even if it seems insignificant. Because nothing is insignificant when you understand that everything is a stepping stone. And here's a truth that perhaps no one has told you. The more you resist change, the more you suffer. Change hurts, but resisting change hurts more. The pain of growing up is temporary. The pain of remaining in the same limited life is eternal. You need to decide. Either you adapt to what destroys you, or you transform into what builds you up. You can't do both. Some people are so afraid of change that they prefer to continue suffering. Because suffering is already known. It's familiar. It's predictable. But change brings the unknown. And the unknown is frightening. But let me tell you a secret. The unknown only frightens those who have forgotten that they have already survived worse things. You've been through so much. You've overcome so many difficulties. You've risen from so many falls. And you're still here. You're still standing. So why do you think you won't be able to grow? You are stronger than you imagine. You just need to believe it. From today onward, you need to act like someone committed to your new reality. Stop saying you'll try. Those who try are already opening the door to failure. Say, I will do it, period. Start adjusting your language, because what you say shapes what you live. Words have creative power. They are seeds, and your mouth is the planter. What have you been planting with your words? Think about it. If you plant tomatoes, tomatoes grow. If you plant lettuce, lettuce grows. Obvious, right? But when it comes to words, people think they can say anything and reap something different. They speak of misfortune and expect to reap blessings. They speak of failure and expect to reap success. They speak of poverty and expect to reap wealth. It doesn't work that way. The law of sowing and reaping is universal. You reap what you sow, always. Without exception. Start observing this in your daily life. How many times do you catch yourself saying things like, my life is difficult, nothing works out for me, I was born to suffer, I'm unlucky, money is hard to come by, only the rich achieve this. These phrases are commands, and the universe obeys. So, if you want to attract wealth, you have to start speaking like someone who is already rich, even if you don't see it yet. Because what changes your reality is not what you see, but what you believe and repeat. And don't come with the excuse that you're just being realistic. Realism without faith is just disguised pessimism. Being realistic is recognizing where you are, but having faith is knowing where you're going. You can look at your bank account and see zero. That's the reality now. But you don't have to accept that as reality forever. You can look at that zero and say, for now, and start working, thinking, and acting like someone who knows that this will change. You have to stop living on autopilot. Start choosing your thoughts like you choose what you're going to eat, with discernment, with awareness, with responsibility. Don't accept just any thought that comes along, filter it. If it doesn't serve your new reality, throw it away, replace it. Reaffirm what you want until it becomes the only truth within you. This is training. It's discipline. It's commitment. You won't wake up one day and be ready. You'll have to choose every day, thousands of times a day, which thought you're going to feed. And at first it will seem tiring. You'll want to go back to autopilot. But resist, because every time you choose the right thought, you strengthen the new neural pathway. And every time you give in to the old thought, you strengthen the old pathway. That's how it works. You are the result of your repetitions. Your new identity needs to be strengthened every day. Imagine you are building a new you. This new you has different habits, different thoughts, a different posture. And it won't appear out of nowhere. It will emerge from the choices you make repeatedly. Therefore, every day you need to nourish this new self, with affirmations, with attitudes, with gratitude, with practical faith, with focus. Practical faith is not just about believing, but acting. It's no use saying you have faith and then standing still waiting for a miracle. Miracles do happen, yes, but they usually happen to those who are taking action. God helps those who rise early, as the saying goes. And it's true. The universe conspires in favor of those who demonstrate their commitment. So get up, do your part, plant your seed, water it with faith, and trust the process. Want a practical tip? Grab a piece of paper now and write, who am I when I'm at my best? Write about how that person acts, how they think, what they believe, how they react to difficulties, how they treat others, how they take care of themselves. After that, read it every day, out loud, until it becomes ingrained in your mind like a second skin. This exercise seems simple, but it's transformative. Because when you describe your best version, you're creating a map, a North Star, a target. And from there, every decision you make can be measured by a simple question. Would my best version do this? If the answer is no, don't do it. If it's yes, do it without fear. That's how you gradually close the gap between who you are and who you can be. And one more thing. Surround yourself with people who are already vibrating at the frequency you want to reach. If you hang out with people who only complain, who speak ill of others, who only live in the past, who are afraid of everything, who laugh at those who dream, guess what? You will become that person, even without realizing it. Energy is transmissible, and you are the result of the influences you allow into your mind. It's not elitism, It's not arrogance, it's protection, it's survival. If you want to fly, you can't associate with people who clip your wings. If you want to prosper, you can't associate with people who celebrate mediocrity. If you want to grow, you can't stay in the same circle that keeps you small. And yes, this may mean separation, it may mean temporary loneliness, it may mean being misunderstood. But it's the price of transformation, and it's worth every second. Distance yourself from anything that drains your energy. This includes friendships, content, environments, and even thoughts. Start shielding your peace. Because your peace is your sensor. If you are at peace, you are on the right path. If you are distressed, demotivated, drained, sad, something is wrong. Your energy is the most precious thing you have. Protect it like a treasure, because it is. There are people who constantly drain you. They call you only to complain. They only seek you out to unload their problems. They only call you when they need something. And you, in your eagerness to be nice, to be available, to be a friend, accept it. And you start to empty yourself. You start to lose your light. You become tired, demotivated, without the energy to take care of your own life. Until one day you wake up exhausted and don't know why. It's because you let everyone drink from your well and forgot to refill it. Learn to say no. Learn to set boundaries. Learn that you are not obligated to carry everyone's emotional burden. Everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own lessons. You can be empathetic without being a punching bag. You can be generous without being a pushover. You can help without negating yourself. And when you understand this, your life changes. Because you stop living to please others and start living to honor yourself. You're not unlucky. You're just disconnected from your rich, strong, creative, and abundant essence. When you reconnect with who you truly are, without fear, without guilt, without clinging to the past, life changes. Doors open. Money appears. Opportunities arise. And everything that once seemed distant begins to arrive in unexpected ways. This reconnection doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey. It's a process. It's a daily decision to choose the highest version of yourself. It's waking up and before picking up your phone giving thanks. It's looking in the mirror and instead of criticizing, affirming, I am capable, I am strong, I deserve prosperity. It's replacing, why is this happening to me, with what is this teaching me? It's replacing complaining with gratitude, victimhood with responsibility, doubt with faith. And when you do this consistently, something magical happens. The universe starts to return to you at the same frequency. You begin to notice synchronicities, encounters that seemed casual but changed everything, opportunities that arose out of nowhere, ideas that sprouted at the right time, money that arrived in unexpected ways, and you realize it wasn't luck, it was alignment. It was you finally vibrating at the frequency of what you always wanted. Therefore, to conclude this section, repeat forcefully now, aloud or mentally. I break with all thoughts of scarcity and connect with the abundance that already exists within me. Say it with conviction, with no turning back, because you weren't born to just survive. You were born to thrive. And today is the first day of your new story, a story where you are the protagonist, not the victim, where you write the script, not just react to what happens, where you create, manifest, and attract everything you always knew you deserved, but were afraid to pursue. So take a deep breath, let go of what no longer serves you, and take the first step towards the version of yourself that's already waiting for you on the other side of fear. You need to understand one thing once and for all. Wealth isn't about money. Wealth is about expansion. It's about the ability to grow internally before the external world reacts. Money is just a visible consequence of an invisible structure you build within yourself. As long as you think money solves everything, you'll keep spinning your wheels, even if you achieve something. Because money without a structured mind is like filling a leaky bucket. It will eventually run out. And that's a truth few people want to hear. Because it's easier to believe the problem is a lack of money than to admit the problem is a lack of preparation. It's more convenient to blame the economy, the government, luck, than to look in the mirror and acknowledge, I'm not ready to sustain what I say I want. But that's exactly where the key lies. It's not just about getting it, it's about being prepared to maintain it. and most people aren't. How many people do you know who made a lot of money and lost it all? People who seemed to be at their peak, but went back to zero in a short time. This didn't happen because the universe punished them. It happened because they weren't ready to handle abundance. Wealth requires emotional preparedness, mental clarity, emotional intelligence, and control over impulses. Because when money arrives, it amplifies everything you already are. If you're unbalanced, it will enhance that. If you're generous, it will expand that. If you're disorganized, it will accelerate that disorganization. Think about it. Money is like a megaphone. It doesn't change who you are. It only increases the volume of what already exists. If you're anxious, money will bring more reasons for anxiety. If you're controlling, you'll try to control even more. If you're insecure, you'll seek validation through what you buy. If you're empty inside, you'll try to fill that void with things. And in the end, even with money, you'll continue to feel poor. Because real poverty isn't in the bank account, it's in the soul. That's why there are so many rich and unhappy people. So many people with a lot of money and zero peace. Because they thought money would solve what only self-knowledge solves. They thought that buying things would fill the void that only purpose can fill. They thought that showing off would heal the wound of rejection they've carried since childhood. But it doesn't heal, it only masks it. And when the mask falls, the pain remains, often even greater. That's why you need to change from the inside out. Your energy needs to adjust to the level of wealth you want to achieve. Some people say, "Oh, I want to earn $50,000 a month," but still behave like someone who thinks a $30 lunch is expensive. And it's not about spending what you don't have. It's about realizing that your mind isn't yet adjusted to the idea of having more. If $30 already scares you, how will you react when you earn $5,000 in a single day? You'll panic. You'll sabotage yourself. You'll lose. And the universe knows this. It won't give you something you can't sustain. This imbalance is invisible but fatal. It's like wanting to live in a mansion when you haven't yet learned how to manage a small apartment. It's like wanting to manage a company when you can't even organize your own schedule. It's like wanting to lead people when you can't even lead yourself. The universe doesn't work by asking. It works by alignment. It gives you what you are vibrationally ready to receive and keep. And look, it's no use pretending. It's no use forcing. It's no use pretending you're ready when deep down you're still afraid. The universe doesn't make mistakes. It reads energy, not words. So if you say, "I deserve wealth," but deep down believe people like me don't get there, guess what message the universe will pick up? The true one. The one you feel. The one you emit without realizing it. Therefore, start today to adjust to what you want to attract. Do it little by little. If today you live counting pennies, start allowing yourself small experiences that raise your vibration of deserving. It's not about showing off. It's about breaking the pattern of scarcity that you've nurtured for years. Go to a beautiful place, sit in an elegant cafe, drink sparkling water as if it were the most expensive wine. Act like someone who feels comfortable in wealth, even if you don't yet have everything. Because comfort comes before achievement. If you don't feel comfortable in abundance, it will never come into your life. This isn't about spending money you don't have. This is about training your mind to feel deserving. It's about breaking the belief that you don't belong in quality environments. It's about stopping feeling out of place when you're in beautiful places. Because as long as you feel like an imposter in abundance, you will repel it. Unconsciously, you will make choices that keep you away from what you want. You will self-sabotage. You will accept less. You will give up prematurely. All because, deep down, you don't believe you deserve to be there. You need to start thinking like someone who is already rich, not like someone who wants to be. This changes everything. When you think like someone who already has, you make different decisions. You stop acting impulsively. You stop accepting just anything. You start treating yourself better. You start dressing better. You start speaking more firmly. Everything changes because you have already assumed a new identity, and the universe respects those who respect themselves. Think about the difference. How does someone who thinks like a poor person act? They make decisions out of fear. They accept crumbs with exaggerated gratitude. They feel overly grateful for little. They don't negotiate. They don't take a stand. They're afraid of missing out, so they accept anything. They diminish themselves. They apologize for existing. They feel indebted all the time. Now, how does someone who thinks like a rich person act? They evaluate their options. They negotiate calmly. They know their own worth. They don't accept less than they deserve. They're not afraid to say no. They don't despair. They trust that if it's not that opportunity, a better one will come. Do you see the difference? It's not about being arrogant. It's about having clarity about your own value. And that only comes when you work on your self-esteem, when you understand that you're not a favor to the world, you're a gift. When you stop selling yourself cheaply because you're afraid of ending up with nothing, when you trust that you deserve it and that you will receive it. And now let's talk about something fundamental, your habits. Nothing will change if your habits remain the same. Complaining about the present while clinging to past habits and expecting a different future is pointless. Habits shape your character. They build your consistency. They sustain your transformation. Your habits are your energetic signature. They define who you truly are, not your words. You might say you want to change your life, but if you wake up and do the same things, at the same times, with the same people, consuming the same content, you don't want to change. You want life to change on its own while you remain the same, and that doesn't exist. Change requires disruption. It requires discomfort. It requires you to do things differently, even when your body tells you to do the same. What do you do when you wake up? Is the first thing you do each day to complain or to give thanks? Is it to grab your phone and go on social media? Or is it to align your mind with affirmations? Do you take care of your body? Or do you constantly say, "I'm too tired"? Do you read or do you just consume superficial content? Do you have clear goals or do you just keep putting out fires? Each of these answers reveals how ready you truly are to thrive. And look, I know it sounds like an exaggeration, it seems like a minor detail, but it's not. Because the way you start your day sets the tone for everything that comes after. If you wake up and the first thing you do is delve into other people's lives, you've already started without focus. If you wake up complaining about the alarm, you've already programmed the day to be bad. If you wake up and don't even thank God for waking up, you've already missed the chance to connect with the abundance that is being alive. Waking up with clarity, writing down what you want, speaking phrases that strengthen your mind, avoiding negative people, having a growth routine, all of this is wealth building. You won't see the results on the first day, but after a while the fruits will appear. And then people will say, "Wow, you're so lucky." But you'll know, it wasn't luck. It was mindset plus consistency. And that's the part people don't understand. They want instant results. They want to plant today and harvest tomorrow. But it doesn't work like that. You'll plant every day, water every day, care for every day, and for a while, you won't see anything. Nothing visible, at least. But underground, the seed is germinating. The roots are forming. The structure is being built. And when it finally sprouts, it will grow fast. It will grow strong. Because the foundation was already laid. Many people keep saying they don't have time for this, but they spend hours wasting time on useless things, on empty conversations, on content that adds nothing. You have the time. What you lack is priority. If your life change isn't at the top of your priority list, nothing will happen. Don't wait for a crisis to change. Don't wait to lose everything to take action. Don't wait to hit rock bottom to start thinking differently. Start now while you still have the strength. Because the more time you let pass, the harder it will be to change what has become a habit. Habit is dangerous because it numbs you. It makes you think that it's normal. You get used to debt. You get used to the job you hate. You get used to lukewarm relationships. You get used to a boring life. And then, when someone offers you something different, you're afraid. Because different demands change, and change demands leaving your comfort zone. And the comfort zone, even if painful, is familiar. And human beings prefer familiar pain to the uncertainty of the unknown. And there's another important point, the fear of judgment. This paralyzes many people. You start to change, and soon the comments appear. "Oh, you think you're all that? Now you only talk about that. Did you become a coach? Do you think you're better than us?" And then, out of fear of rejection, you revert to being who you no longer are. You shrink. You sabotage yourself. You adapt again to the place that was suffocating you. This is cruel, Because the same people who criticize you for growing are the same ones who complain about their own lives, the same ones who live stagnant, bitter, frustrated, and instead of being inspired by your change, they try to pull you back down, not necessarily out of malice, but because your growth exposes their stagnation, and that hurts. It's easier to diminish you than to stand up. You need to understand one thing. Growing hurts, but hiding hurts much more. If someone judges you for improving, that person was never a true friend. Your growth will bother those who are stagnant, and that's inevitable. Accept it. Grow anyway. Because if you let the fear of judgment stop you, you'll live a small life just to fit into the comfort of others. And that's the biggest waste there is. Having the potential for a giant life and living as if it were ordinary. And look, you don't need to be arrogant. You don't need to rub it in anyone's face. You just need to follow your path without asking permission, without justifying yourself, without diminishing yourself. You can be kind, humble, respectful, and still firm, still determined, still committed to your greatness. One thing doesn't negate the other. The universe doesn't respect those who hide. It blesses those who take a stand, those who say, "I want more, and I'm not ashamed of it." Those who take responsibility for changing their story. Those who understand that they no longer need to diminish themselves to be accepted. That they can shine without extinguishing anyone's light. That they can prosper without apologizing for it. Because that's what happens. Some people prosper and then apologize as if it were wrong, as if they had done something bad. And they keep trying to justify themselves. "Oh, but I worked hard. Oh, but I was lucky. Oh, but it's not that good." Why? Because they're afraid of envy. They're afraid of bothering others. They're afraid of being rejected. So they diminish their own achievements so as not to cause discomfort to others. But guess what? No matter how much you diminish yourself, those who want to envy you will envy you anyway. Those who want to criticize you will criticize you anyway. So stop trying to please. Stop hiding. Embrace your prosperity with pride, with gratitude, yes, with humility, yes, but without shame. Because you achieved it. You deserve it, period. And if you still feel guilty for wanting more, know this. Wanting more doesn't make you ungrateful. It makes you alive. It makes you someone who understands that life is about evolution. And you have the right to want comfort, peace, money, recognition, freedom, as long as it comes with truth, with effort, with integrity. There's nothing wrong with wanting abundance. What's wrong is thinking you have to live in scarcity to appear humble. Humility is not poverty. Humility is not diminishing yourself. Humility is not living with less than you can have. Humility is recognizing that you are not better than anyone, but you are also not worse. It's treating everyone with respect, regardless of social position. It's not thinking you're superior because you have more. It's using what you have to do good, to help, to grow together. That's humility. The rest is false modesty, or worse, it's self-sabotage disguised as virtue. Now I want you to make a choice. Simple but powerful. Choose to abandon the identity of scarcity once and for all. That character who is always lacking, who always complains, who is always the victim of life. Choose to abandon that role and choose to wear a new identity. The identity of someone who is responsible for their own life, who doesn't wait but acts, who doesn't beg but creates, who doesn't live on justifications but lives on purpose.